What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea, and we are talking a little Survivor season 44 with my brother Pat. Pat,
What's up?
welcome back to the pod. It's been a minute since Big Brother last season, but Survivor starting off with a bang.
Starting off with a bang. I'm so happy to be here, Duke, and I I couldn't have asked for a better beginning episode to rip. And we're gonna rip this pod, and I'm so excited to just watch the season and talk about it with you. And it's gonna be great. And I love when Jeff said season 44. He did the little fingers. I was like, when Jeff said, "Come on in 44," I got rock hard. Let's go.
And we'll add a graphic of the actual happening of that later. Um,
Just a
yeah, no,
thumbnail of me, and it's all blurred out.
we'll work on it. And we're planning on covering, each episode, hopefully right after the episode airs on Wednesdays at 8. So hopefully hop on around 9:15, just talk it out, see what's happening. Maybe bring on a guest here and there. We'll see how the flow goes. Maybe bring another person into the mix. But let's talk about this episode, Pat, of season 44, 18 contestants. Who's standing out to you? Who do you like?
So I feel like we're not going to like the same person because I think there's one person that nobody likes. But I, it first of all,
Who's the
very
person
cool.
who's the person that nobody likes? Let's just start off.
Come on,
I think
Caroline.
she's great. I think she's great.
She's like
Kind of
D
crazy.
Reynolds from it. D Reynolds from It's Always Sunny. That is the real life version. It's insane. Um, she is when it cut to her when she first of all the first thing we see is her. That's the
Yeah, that
first
was
thing
kind
we
of
see.
cool. We've never seen that
I
happen where a producer is speaking to a contestant.
I did like that. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then she starts talking, and you're like, okay. She's like, dude, there was one where because it shows like it shows the slow mo shots of everyone, and she's like licking her lips. She's got mud all over her face. She's like, I'm
She
like,
does she does
oh,
do that. She has a lot of tongue movements, I've
a
noticed.
lot of tongue movements, a lot of tongue movements from Caroline. That was a big takeaway from me. I was writing that down in my notes. I was like, what is she licking? Um, she's gonna be good for the show, and I can see why. But I would be surprised if she went far.
Do you think
Just because
she makes it off of her tribe?
no, no,
Do you
I
think she
don't.
makes it off the next vote if they go to elimination?
I think so. I feel like she's not. And then during the challenge, man, during the challenge, I was like, just she's fucking screaming. It's like just going nowhere. And I was like, dude,
But
they
she
had
did
that
take her
lead.
pants off.
She did take her. She had time to take her pants off, but
It didn't
not,
help.
dude. No, did not help. It was, yeah, that was. I was like, this is probably one of the most interesting people I've seen on Survivor. So I don't know. Maybe she's gonna win me over. I want her to, but right now I'm like, ooh, like you like stand out for somebody like I don't really like. But I want to get your initial thoughts. Like I will say too, this was I like that there are things I like about because I've been watching a lot of old Survivor, and
Hmm.
uh and I do like the new version of Survivor. I like the shots, like the actual filming of it got like when they're doing the challenge in the slow mo and the mud. I was like, this is so sick, dude. When Bruce hit his head and they just that whole that like you could hear a pin drop and the zoom in high definition slow mo of his head just bleeding in mud. I was like, this is like insane. It was really cool. Um, but then and then there's and I want to talk to you more about it. The everybody's got a fucking everybody's got a fucking story, man. Everybody's got like a nobody believed in me. Nobody likes me. I'm not supposed to be here. And it's like, really? Like all of you are
A lot of
annoyed.
underdogs.
Yeah, everybody's an underdog for some reason. But I don't see like I don't know. I was just like, okay, we get it. But I don't know. What are your first initial thoughts?
So first initial thoughts, you mentioned the Bruce running into the first obstacle and eventually led to his demise. So really sad to see him because we didn't really get to know him at all. But Jeff Probst was very sad to see him go. It seems like he was going to be a positive light in the season. He seems like he was one of
Yeah,
the older players, maybe would have played a little old school, but we
yeah,
see him, leave early. So that was a little disappointing. Um, I think a lot of people have talked about this on Twitter and on other podcasts, but a lot of people getting hurt early.
lot of
Records.
medicals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We see, I think his name was Matthew, the bearded guy.
dude, that
What
sucked.
are you doing?
He got the shit end of that edit too. It was him being like, "This is my dream. I love this. I'm and he's killing it. He's scavenging.
Like,
He's doing all this
we knew that was coming. We knew that he was going to fall.
because what's funny? You can hear like it's funny because he's saying all these things. You're like, yeah, dude. He's one of the guys I really like. I,
Yeah.
I really like him, and he's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, I'm with him for my family. And then the music starts to dip as you see him climb. And I was watching with Kate, and she went, "No." And then as soon as she said no, and the music dipped, I was like, that just fucking fell. I was like,
I looked away
dude,
for a little bit and then I was trying to catch up because he had like 3 or 4 different separate injuries on that one fall.
oh my god, yeah. Like, I mean, it's just
He
that
popped his
was,
shoulder in and out of place. He fucked his
uh,
hand up, and then he was bleeding a lot from his foot.
yeah. So that was that was pretty wild. I and he was pretty high up. I was like, what's on the top of there that you need to get? It's day two, man. It's day two. like like you just saw somebody crack their fucking head open. You think you'd be like, let's take it easy.
Yeah.
But I do like that when he was like, you know what, I overshot it a little bit. He was a little self-aware with it, and I was dude. And I like Matthew too. It was just like, that sucks.
A lot of stuff to talk about with that tribe because they are the tribe that ends up going to the elimination. But let's talk about some other things, some other changes that I noticed in this season. Um, the immunity idol is different. It's not
Yeah.
really tribal, it's a shield and a sword. I was like,
That's cool.
that's kind of sick.
Dude. Oh, dude, the immunity idol and then the tribal, like the chest.
Chess?
I love that.
Yes.
That was so cool. And yeah, I really love the sword. I love the because it's like medieval themed. I'm like, this is
I just
pretty
watched
sick.
Game of Thrones recently and I was like into it.
Yes. Daddy needs more. Um,
Feed me.
but I was also like, it's funny because again, Kate and I were watching it, and I was like, I know for a fact, I guarantee by the end of the season, somebody is gonna go when they do the parchment paper and they write down their vote. They're like, well, checkmate, and then they're gonna move one of the pieces. Guarantee that happens.
And then they get
Somebody's got to use
eliminated.
that line. And then they get looks like he's like taking out the king, checkmate, and then they get blindsided. Got to happen.
Fan theory here, fan fiction. What if one of the pieces is an idol?
That'd be pretty
The,
dope.
the king
The
or
king.
queen?
That'd be pretty dope. I mean that's pretty last minute to be looking for an idol, like just like anything.
You're definitely in trouble
Yeah.
if you're doing
Um. And then okay, so we'll get to the tribal because that was a whole
it.
crazy thing.
Monumental, historic.
Mine, yeah, crazy tribal. But what do you think of the first competition?
First competition, I tweeted, I was like, it really disadvantaged to people who had glasses because of all the mud. It seemed like you couldn't see anything.
Yeah,
Um, but it was okay. I didn't really
yeah,
like there were obviously Brandon the football player. It seems like he's gonna be, a force in some of these. Um, but it's, Carolyn.
Yeah, she's also like, I can't see.
I don't know why they sent her first to do that, but
Yeah, it's rough. I also like the tribe names too. Tribe names are pretty sick. It's
Tika.
Tika. What's the green one? It's I forget. I must not like them that much, but
Yeah.
no, they're really cool. I thought the first competition was pretty cool. But I think that green tribe is going to be pretty
Dominant.
pretty tough, pretty dominant. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah,
Um,
especially with the two guys getting hurt really early on. I think that's definitely
yeah,
gonna put the Green Tribe in a position to probably win until they swap happens.
absolutely. And I thought the bird cage, that's pretty cool.
That's
I
another
thought that was
interesting
pretty.
twist. Um,
Yeah,
what did you think of? Obviously, we see that that tribe, a little messy tribe, going and splitting up to look for the key to the bird cage that has the idol in it. They don't know at this point it has an idol in it,
yeah,
but
yeah, dude. I get where Brandon's coming from. Like, I get that because you don't know what it is. Like, hindsight's always 2020, but like, dude,
well, let's set it
come
up here.
on.
Let's set it up here, right? Brandon finds the key in
Yeah,
front of Maddie, and they kind of are like, well, first of all, he found it, and he was like trying to be a little sneaky guy, and
does a terrible job being like, wow, it's crazy. What's going on here? Like, I was
if
like,
we're let's just say if we're searching for something in the middle of an island, deserted island, and you don't want me to see it, and you do that move, the post up stretch, I know you found
and
it.
also when because Maddie's staring at him, and he goes, oh my god, puts it in his pocket, is clearly pointing out of his pocket, and then he goes, oh, it's crazy, it's pretty hot out here today. It's nuts.
Stretches out so that it's exposed even more.
More. Now, dude, I was like, oh my god. And then like 30 seconds later, he goes, all right, I found it. It's crazy. It's right here. I was like, what is happening?
All right, so obviously not a great disguise, but what do you think about he's then like he has this dilemma where it's him and her. He has the opportunity to keep that a secret because she offers the old, do we want to just keep this between us? And he gives a confessional where he's like, well, she doesn't trust me. I know she doesn't trust me. And then he's like, all right, I found it to everybody. What
Yeah,
do you think about that? Do you think that was the right move on Brandon, or do you think he should have tried to build something with Maddie?
I and I get the mindset of it's day. I think it was day one. Was it day one or day two?
Mm-hmm.
One first 2 days, you're trying to build like tribe, uh, you know, loyalty and like he's an every man for the team. But dude, if there is something secret or there is a hidden advantage, because there's no way that would be like a negative thing. Why would they? But like, it's definitely an advantage. You gotta keep it secret. Build something with Maddie. That is instant alliance right there. Like even if it's circumstance that Maddie's watching you, that's instant alliance. You say, okay, we have it. Everybody keep looking for it. We'll sneak off. We'll get it. And even if the crazy thing is, and I hope this happens with the other two tribes because they haven't found anything yet. But um, I love that there was a fake idol in there.
Yeah.
I was like, that is going to set up a because that's the best when somebody plays a fake idol. Oh, that's fantastic. That's such a cool. There's a real idol and a fake idol. They could have set up so well. I think Brandon made a huge mistake because as you saw, everyone that was the craziest one of the craziest tribal councils in the past few years. It's like, yeah, because now everybody knows that there is an idol. Should he play it? Should he not? Nobody feels safe. If you keep that a secret, like you and Maddie build something there, you guys are good. Like I don't get why he did that.
The it seems like the reasoning people are talking about as to why he does that is basically he doesn't trust Maddie right in that position, and then he's putting all the leverage of that power now into somebody that he doesn't trust's hands to kind of, you know, she's at his mercy at that point because she could go and tell people that he has it and that he kept it from the group. So it's like I see
But
that point, but
I don't know. Like, do you think because even if you know he could easily say, yeah, how does Maddie know? We found it together. Like I feel it looked like Maddie was leaning towards, hey, let's keep this between us. She was the one leaning towards keeping this between us.
right,
You
which
know,
I
let's
agree. I agree. He
yeah,
should have done that, but I've been seeing people talk about it
yeah.
in a way that he didn't trust her. But I totally think that he should have, because I mean, being results oriented at this point now. I mean, he got her out, but he doesn't have the idol. It has no power anyway. It was just a
And
waste.
and you and now two votes, you know who's voting against you. Like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't help being the biggest physical threat.
But
Like
I think that would help him even more to be like, all right, let's be a little sneaky because, typically in Survivor, you want the dude that's going to win, like be really physical
challenges.
in the
Yeah,
challenges early on.
yeah.
But, but yeah, the cage is going to be interesting to figure out.
Oh,
The other two teams, don't have the key yet. So it'll be interesting to see who finds those.
yeah. That's gonna be. I think that could set up to be huge, like the fake idol, because you could just put the congrats. This is a hidden immunity with the fake idol, and like that, there is no convincing somebody that that's not. That's cool. I did like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if I like loved uh how it's just. I mean, I get it. Like I like that it's public because like it creates paranoia. But like, imagine finding like a secret idol, you know it's just yours, and then you, along with it, there's a fake idol that you could just like set someone up so hard for. I was like, ooh, that'd be cool too. I mean, you could still do that now, but if somebody takes that or takes both, I don't know. I'm still like you because somebody who plays it properly can set it up for somebody to get fucked, and I like that. I think that's really cool.
So the ideal, I think, scenario for
Yeah,
this cage is you're out searching one person, you're
yeah,
not with a group, obviously.
yeah.
You find the key yourself. You then at a point where you can get alone with the cage and you open the cage, you get the shit, you shove stuff in the bag, lock the key back up with the bag in there. Nobody knows a thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you hide the key again, and then make it a little bit more obvious, and then you know.
Yeah, you throw the key away. You eat the key, I think.
Well, I would, like you were saying, like I would grab the idol, put the grab the slip that says this is a fake idol, throw that away, burn that up, keep the fake idol, put the congrats, this is a hidden immunity idol, hang that back up, lock the thing back up, hide the key in a little bit more obvious place, so you're not the one who finds it. Somebody finds it, and then but it doesn't matter because they don't have power. So
Or 3D chess. You wrap the real idol with the fake idol note on it and you plant it out for somebody to get. So they think they got a fake idol, but it's a real idol. So they're
yeah,
gonna
I get.
they're
I feel like it's a
they
really,
try to trick.
but it's reverse psychology. It's. I feel like at that point you're like, I don't know which one's real and which one's not.
Something to think about. So no,
um. So
that'd
who
be a
who
little too messy.
who are your favorite players right now? Who do you like?
I like this cast is really good. I like a lot of the
Yeah.
people. Some people that stood out to me, I really like for some reason on this tribe that went to tribal, I really liked Kane. Um, the guy that was obviously on the wrong side of the vote, but he seems a little bit like he's gonna be fun to watch. I do think Carolyn's gonna be fun to watch. I know that she might get on some people's nerves, but um yeah, Lauren, the people that went to the like reward, I thought was interesting. Um, Lauren was the one that set up
It
the
just
set up the rocks, and then like she just like had the right rock in her hand. I
she's
can't
like,
believe
yeah, I
nobody knew that.
thought about that. Yeah. She's like, I'll put all the rocks in here and then I'll pick first. I do kind of I like her because I think she's sneaky as fuck. And I'm like, ooh, you're but how about at the immunity challenge? What was her name?
She's another one that I really like. Her
What
name
is it
is
Heidi? Or was
no,
it
it's not
Heidi?
Heidi. It's Claire.
Claire. I
She
like you.
that was a great move by her.
That's a great move.
Where
That's a great move.
she goes to Matt and's like, or Matthew, I think he's going by, and
Yeah.
she goes, "Did the person show you the clue that they came back with?" And he was like, "Oh no."
No.
She's like,
They
"I like
didn't.
you." That's
Yeah. That
that's
was pretty
fun.
funny.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that leads into almost Lauren getting eliminated because of that, right?
Yeah. Because and it's interesting. I'm surprised nobody like I get where they were going with, Brand trying to vote Brandon, but I was like, I feel like if because the power's unknown. So they don't, or like I guess she said, yeah, I don't have a vote, but they don't know what. That's clearly not true. Or it's like it's crazy that she didn't explain it more. So they know that that's a lie. So you don't know what she's bankrolling right now. But I feel like the known is a lot less scary than the unknown. You think they would kind of band together there, but I guess it was just like who trusts who and who wants to be on whose side. But I don't know.
What did you think of like each of those people's decisions? Like, first of all, what they got. So the guy Matt,
Yeah,
he got he just lost two of his votes for the next two travels. So
that that
obviously,
sucks.
worst case scenario. Um, and then Lauren just got the advantage right off the bat, which is a bank a
Um,
vote. She can not vote, which she does in this tribal, and bank it for another
yeah,
tribal. And then I believe it was Sarah lost her vote, but then gets an advantage that we've never seen before. It's the advantage where you play it and you acquire all advantages played at that tribal.
that's huge. Like that's a huge. I mean, you got to know when somebody's playing it, but like that is like so. I was trying to figure this out, and maybe I didn't get it, but so she'll play. So like if somebody plays an idol, she plays her. She also shows she gets the power of that, or
No, she acquires that idol after it's played.
that idol, and so she can she play it at the same tribal?
So how I how I think it works is she plays that advantage I think before entering the tribal, and all the advantages that are played during that one tribal, say that she like hopefully makes it pass through, she will acquire all of those advantages is what I think happens.
Okay, yeah,
So some dude might play an extra vote, some dude might play an idol, some dude might steal somebody's vote, and she would have like all of those things if she played it.
and then yeah, I get that. I'm just curious to see is she like if that all happens, and then does she require those after the fact, or does she has those three powers at will only at that tribal? That's what I'm curious.
She just gets the powers like after they're
That's sick.
used, they're now hers.
That's pretty sick.
So it could be really, really crucial. like
Yeah, and
very
it could be
over, but it could be nothing.
little Thanos with the Infinity Stones if you play it right.
Yes,
I am Jeff Probst. Um, so yeah, I thought that
exactly
was
like that.
way exactly like that. It's kind of like Marvel with Thanos. Uh, I thought that's way better than the bank of vote. I mean, the bank of vote's cool, but
It's even better than losing both your votes.
it's yeah, Matt. I mean, you got to do that. You're not gonna like, come on, you're not gonna not try to go for an advantage. I'd rather
But
lose.
all of them lied when they came back a little bit.
Yes, yes, all of them lied.
So he comes back and he shows the thing. It seems like he's pretty much no one suspects that he's lying because he shows them the parchment. I don't have my vote, but
Yeah,
he actually doesn't have two votes, which he didn't tell anyone.
yeah.
And then Lauren comes back and is like, yeah, I just lost my vote. And that's basically it. But she didn't say that she actually didn't lose her vote. But if she does lose her vote, that she gets another vote.
So, yeah,
And then the other
that's
girl, Sarah, says
yeah,
she just said it was the thing from last season.
yeah. So, not great.
I think
I
she's
feel
in the
like
worst position in that I like that scenario.
yeah, and it's crazy because she has the most powerful power. So it's. I mean, I don't know. Dude, I love that move of just being like, did he show you that that's a lie? Did he show you that?
Because obviously
That was
she's
great.
not doing that like to fuck over Lauren.
She
She
doesn't.
has no idea, but it's like she's just
She
trying
just wants
to
to
be
yeah
friendly with
compare
Matthew.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, I think those are cool twists. I do uh I like it better than the previous seasons of the Steel vote. Like I like this better.
Yeah.
And I like the powers better. I think that power is really cool. Um, but yeah, I and then the immunity challenge was wild.
A doozy.
That was a doozy. That was a doozy.
Brandon obviously goes down, has to get an IV. Um,
What a baby. As I sit on my couch eating chicken teriyaki, I'm like,
go
God,
faster, go faster.
oh, you're the big guy, huh? I don't care. That's 103. Keep going. Yeah, that's
I don't
rough.
care
That
that
was
you're
rough.
moving 400 blocks.
Pounds. Oh, stop being such a wimp.
So they
That's like
lose.
six, me moving six of me. Like, oh, come on. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Um, yeah, they lose, and so they have to go to this tribal, and it's the craziest tribal I think, for craziest tribal in a while that I've seen.
Yeah.
Where the one chick, what's her name? She's got to be voted out next. I would imagine. Jamie.
Dude. Dude, when they were like, all right, who are we voting out? Should I put a shot in the dark? It's like, nobody said your name. Nobody said a thing about you. And she's like, dude, she's like, the entire time.
She's like, her expressions are very like strong.
She's like, hey, do you know every facial emotion? I'm going to do that now. She's like, who are we voting out? Like, nobody, who are we voting out? They say someone, they're like, I know. She's like, I'm going to play my shot in the dark. It was, they might as well have been like, you're going up. Like, they acted like they said, no, Jamie, we're voting you out. Which I was so confused when they had that conversation when they're like, yeah, we got to get Lauren. She goes, I'm going to play my shot in the dark. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa.
Cool your jets.
Like, what the fuck? You can
Calm
only play that
down.
once, right?
Yeah, that's the first time ever that's
Yeah.
been like successful, and it was a
Yeah.
waste. Huge
I
waste.
mean, I just, that's what I wasn't, I was like, I guess is it always 1 in 6 or as the people, yeah. So it doesn't like, what? the fuck? Like, I
Yeah,
guess
her.
that makes sense.
No, it
No, it
doesn't.
doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. I was like thinking, like maybe no, it doesn't. It
Never
doesn't
did.
make any sense. And the same with, I mean, I Matthew, I guess had a better reason because he's injured, and like maybe, but like I was like, why are they playing this? This doesn't make sense. Like you have a clear target. I thought, I guess they didn't really show like they were like, okay, we're gonna vote Lauren, and then it was like either Lauren or Brandon. That was the big thing, and it looked like I just didn't get it. Like,
From what I can understand, it seems like the target had shifted in the last like couple, I guess, minutes to Brandon.
yeah,
Originally, Brandon, it seemed like the conversation that Matthew and Claire had on the bench, sit out bench, was leading us to believe like they were going to go after Lauren, who had the
Lauren,
advantage and was lying about it. But Maddie wants to take not vote out her and go after Brandon, who obviously they did not connect with each other with
yeah,
that drama of the idol.
yeah,
And so it seems like she got pretty much everybody on board to go
bored,
for Brandon.
yeah. Now,
So it seems to me like Matthew was probably like, okay, I don't want to vote him out because it seems like they had the bond on the first day with the coconuts.
yeah,
So I am just gonna plead the fifth,
play
try to be safe.
play my shit. Yeah, and because and that's why I think it makes sense for him because he doesn't want to draw a line in the sand, and he can cover it up like, oh, I'm injured. I thought you guys were gonna vote me out. Blah blah blah. I and I get that. I don't get Jamie. But I guess it pays off. But like, doesn't make sense to me. Um,
I
you
think
know,
it actually doesn't. I mean, it doesn't pay off for her at
in the
all
long run,
moving forward. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I think people are going to look at her now as kind of unreliable and kind of
Oh,
way too
yeah. Like,
paranoid for no reason.
yeah, yeah. That was it, it was like Jamie just found out what shot in the dark was like 20 minutes before tribal. I was like, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. like I that's what like I Matthews makes more sense. Jamie does not. And
Yeah.
I just I don't when they were having that conversation, I was like, what's happening? Did somebody say her name? No, because they're talking to her. They're like clearly
Trying to bring her
saying
in
and
on it. It's like,
yeah,
don't vote with us.
yeah. like, please don't do that. You're gonna fuck this whole thing up. And and yeah, and it's like Maddie did a good job of like selling Brandon. But I was like, I feel like I was like, he's definitely gonna play it. Like, because I think there was a moment where like I because she convinced Kane, which I thought Kane and Brandon would kind of be on the same page. Because it seemed like Kane, Brandon, all the guys were like, okay, Lauren has this power. Whoa,
Don't worry. That happens every now and then.
there you go. I was like, am I really spitting facts here? Damn. But
Ah.
um, but but yeah, it seemed like they were on the same page. So I was surprised when Kane and who was it? Who voted for it? It was Kane, Maddie,
So Kane and Maddie were the two votes
vote
that were on Brandon that were negated by
Brandon.
his idol, and Brandon idles
Didn't.
out Maddie with the one vote because
Yeah,
everybody else, the two used their shot in the darks, and then
yeah,
Lauren banks her vote.
bro.
Crazy move.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, all right, I guess I might get out, but like,
Go hard or go home, and I love it.
yes, yeah, I guess. Yeah, like Matthew, and Jamie not voting, like huge for Lauren. Like that's
Yeah,
great. Um, but yeah, but it's like at that point, Maddie clearly is going for Brandon. Brandon's clearly going for what seemed to be Lauren. And then Kane, I guess, is the swing vote. And like, if I'm Lauren, do I really trust Kane enough to like be like, all right, I'm just gonna bank my vote. Like let's see where the chips lie. Like, kind of seems nuts, but yeah, but uh, when that whole when two people played shot in the dark, I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no clue where, because it's also like you don't know where people really lie
Yeah.
because of the edit and stuff, and it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. And then two
Well,
people, well, three people not voting is just like,
yeah.
and then Brandon playing the idol, two votes on it, smart play, because it sucks when the idol's public
Yeah.
because now it's flushed out, but he was going. So
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff revealed in the next episode of what the hell happened. I have a
yeah,
feeling that um, somebody probably tipped Brandon off to the fact that he was receiving votes.
yeah,
Most likely Matthew, because I know Matthew was brought in on the plan and they were close.
yeah,
So I think once Brandon kind of got the idea that people weren't voting, two people weren't voting, and he doesn't have the best relationship with one of the people that are voting, you might as well play it. Everybody knows about it. It's
yeah,
useless anyway. And he was right, and he idles out Maddie with one vote. First, I think that's the first time
yeah.
that somebody's gone home 1-0. And I think that's the earliest, and obviously it has to be the earliest an idol's been played.
Yeah, yeah, because that was pretty intense. Dude, to lose 1-0, first one, fuck, that sucked.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe she just should have let like let the crowd go with the crowd and vote out Lauren at that point.
That that's the thing. Like, because I don't know, was she brought in on that was she in on that conversation? I know I can't remember if she was,
I'm not
but like
sure.
from the get go, she was like, "Let's get out Brandon," and it's like, those first few days, and you're going to tribal in like a few hours. It's pretty bold to be like calling shots. Like, I get that Brandon's the obvious choice, but you don't know the dynamic. Like, I feel like it's so hard to judge the dynamics of the tribe to be the one like calling the shots. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah.
But like, she did get the people to like go with her.
She
But
made it
she just
happen. It just
she got fucked.
I think she told the wrong person.
Yeah,
So
uh, yeah,
I thought she was gonna. I saw her preview like her preseason stuff, and I was like, I think she's gonna play very very hard, pretty much throughout the game. It seemed like she wanted to
yeah,
go in and play hard, and she did just that. It just one thing or another just shook out in the wrong way.
yeah. That sucks because I was rooting for her. I really wanted her to go far. So
But who are you rooting for now?
yeah,
I know that we have
I
this bet that we are growing out our beards until our favorite gets eliminated, and then we do the mustache. I know
okay.
you started it early, but you're redoing the
Yeah,
challenge.
I'm gonna redo the challenge. I really like. There's a lot of people I like. I like Yam Yam. He's pretty fun.
We haven't talked about
Uh,
him. He's kind of crazy.
Yam,
He
he's
brings the
crazy. I
energy.
love him. Right. I don't think anybody. I feel like he's so endearing that it's not going to get annoying. Uh, I think, and we got a little. I mean, I like Matthew a lot. Matthew's pretty cool. He seems like a cool guy. I like Franny.
Seems
Franny's
like there
cool.
might be a little bit of a showmance between Franny and
That's
Matt.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, Matt is kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan of Carson so far. I did
Really?
like his story. I did like his story of like gaining like 30, 40 pounds. I was like, that's pretty nuts. That's pretty sick. Good for you. I don't know. Because I feel like Carson and Matt are kind of the same person. It's like, we're nerds. We're kind of nerds. And it's like, all right,
We're kind of
like
nerds, but we're also kind of hot.
we're hot nerds. Yeah. So Matt and Franny, that's an interesting matchup. You know, uh, love on
Manny,
Survivor. Yeah, Manny.
Pratt.
Uh, uh, no, I like Matthew. I like Yam Yam, and I do like I like Franny and I like Sarah. So I think Are we doing picks? Are we doing season picks right now?
We could do a winner pick if you want. Let's do a winner
Or
pick.
just let's do a
All
winner
right, let's
pick.
do
All right.
one winner pick and one favorite pick.
Okay. My winner pick, I'll go with Matthew. I think Matthew.
I was texting my buddy who was watching the episode with along with me, and I was like, I think Matthew's gonna be potentially a winner just because he's gotten a lot of confessionals early. I feel like he's gonna be an instrumental part of the story this season.
But did you see what Jeff Probst said? There is no such thing as a winner's edit.
I know, but he says that, and sometimes he don't mean it.
Jeff, what you doing to us, baby? Come on.
Okay, so your winner pick is Matthew. Who's your favorite?
My favorite. I also like Kane too. Um, I haven't seen Helen, Sarah a lot. I just haven't seen a lot of. Also, Heidi, haven't seen a lot. I think I'm gonna like Heidi. I think my favorite's gotta be Yem Yem. He's obviously the most personality wise, like fun. Like he's giving it. I love it.
I think he's gonna be fun. I want to see more Yam Yam.
Give me some more
I think
Yam
he
Yam,
might be.
please.
I think he might be in more trouble than you think on his original tribe. But I feel like if anybody goes first on that tribe, it's going to be Carolyn. And then
Yeah,
hopefully he gets a swap soon.
yeah, because he seems to be like very good. He seems to be like buddy buddy with her, and
Yeah,
it's like
it seems
you
like
got
the other three are a little are tight.
yeah. So yeah. Who's your winner pick and who's your favorite pick?
My I have two in mind that I actually was a part of a draft before the season, and I'm gonna stick with two of the people on my draft. I'm gonna go with my winner pick. I'm juggling between the two. Which one do I want to do where? I think I'm gonna go with my gut and say my winner pick is Claire. And Claire is the one that did the I like
Yeah,
you to Matthew.
yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
our winner picks are gonna like each other.
Smart play.
Alliance on the winner picks. And then my favorite um is gonna be Matt from the Green Tribe. I think that he, even though he lost his first two tribal votes, which is tough,
Not great.
I think he can overcome it. I think it's um I just I liked his story coming in. I liked his preseason interview. I like that he's coming right off of a breakup, so that could be tough.
I did like that. I did
But
like that. I like
he's
the
like, I want
reinventing
to
stuff.
root for him, you know. So it's
Yeah,
like, and maybe he just jumps into a showmance with Franny.
that's what it seems like. He's like, just gotta have a breakup, Franny. You have a pulse, so I'm gonna ride with you. You know. Now they seem, but they instantly connected. So I was like, ooh, I like that. I was like, I don't know, showmances are crazy. A
Survivor a
little.
little weird, but
You see the person at their worst. You get a little Boston to Robin Amber, maybe. I don't know.
this could be a new dynasty. Rat.
I don't know about that. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Well, Pat, a lot of stuff to talk about with this episode. I truly love jumping on the Zoom, catching up, talking Survivor with the brethren. Anything else before I close out?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I think this is gonna be a fun season. I'm very excited to just like dive in and just see where this goes. I do agree. I like this cast a lot. I think all of them bring something unique. We haven't gotten to know a lot of them yet, um, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. I like the new gameplay. It seems fun. I like the free trial. It's good. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, and we will be talking about Survivor all season long here. Hopefully on Wednesdays, right after the episode, we can get these uploaded. And yeah, look forward to talking next week.